Hello everyone, so I wanted to go over my budget for the month of October. Hello everyone, so I wanted to go over my budget for the month of October, also the books that I read for last month and my goals. I just have a couple goals that I want to set for this month. Spend my money. I set aside the money's there. And if I need money for a specific category, I move my money around, which is the beauty of having kind of like a fluid budget. I use a mobile app to track all my expenses, so everything is accounted for, and I have been living within my means for years. And I wanted to share you my numbers this month. So I always estimate about $4,000 net income after all the deductions. For living, I am going to set aside $2,155. Most of that is rent, which is $1,200 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. For giving, I'm going to set aside $440. I don't spend it all usually, but I'm just setting aside that amount. For saving, this counts more like long-term savings, things that I don't usually dip into throughout the year. Along with the investments, I'm only setting aside $50 into a brokerage account because 22% of my pre-tax income is being invested in a 457B, and another 9% is taken away for my pension. I work in local government, and I am thinking of lowering that 22% down within the next couple months. Starting next year, I want to prioritize saving for my moving category, which my goal is $5,000, and my fund employment category, which is kind of like an emergency fund, a 3-month. My 3 months worth of expenses is about $7,000. Right now, I've set aside like $2,100 something dollars towards the fund employment category, but even though my 3 months is $7,000, I just want to get to $5,000 pretty much in the fund employment, because my moving category, I'm going to go ahead and start saving after that towards my moving category a little bit more aggressively, because I want that at $5,000 as well, since I am a renter. And I figure both of those funds together sums up to $10,000, and it would cover more than enough for either. When it comes to either category, I could move money from one to the other. Again, I like my budget being kind of more fluid. Motorcycles passing by. Going into debt for it. For spending, I set aside $484. Category of travel is underspending because I tend to spend from it throughout the year, and even though I'm setting aside that money, which some people have under savings, I just spend it, so I don't really have a need for it to be under the savings category. Again, it doesn't really matter. This kind of just gives you a good idea as to what you can spend in each category, and at the same time meet your goals with other categories. But that's what my goals are. I have gotten paid already with the paycheck that I used to budget out the first half of the month, and I got paid $2,026.39. That pretty much took care of most of my living categories except for rent. I still have the other half of rent to set aside, and I threw in a good amount into the fund employment category. Again, right now I have like 2,000 something in there. And next is the books that I read for the month of September. I actually read 5 books. Most of them were and most of them were also Abby Jimenez. So the first one that I read was Part of Your World. I rated it 4.5, but I just put 5 stars on Goodreads. And it made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me feel cozy and nice. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I really connected to the characters, and you just want them to do well. I listened to Daisy Jones and the Six. I was able to get the audiobook through the Libby app from my library, and all the actors really, that's how you would picture the actors talking. in a true interview, so it blew my mind. The ending was really nice. 5 out of 5 stars. Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. I forget, because of the miscommunication, I just didn't really enjoy that. But overall, it was a good read. I wouldn't read it again. Then I read The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. I knew this book was going to be the book that I liked the least because of how people reviewed, she had trouble having children, and she really liked this guy, but the guy was talking about having a big family. So she was very hot and cold with the guy, and I'm like, he's gonna get PTSD with this. And usually there's a lot of contributing factors to miscommunication, but in this case, it really just was one thing, and it's what kept the problem going, and it was just kind of annoying. Again, I knew I wasn't gonna like this. I did laugh and I did cry, but just overall, the plot, the ending, it wasn't for me. And with that said, I was all set to read the Happy Ever After playlist, the second book in this series. This one was a cute book. I laughed, I cried also, and it was just a good time. So 4 out of 5 stars. My favorite Abby Jimenez book so far has been Yours Truly. Because usually with romance books, there's always some type of miscommunication, but the miscommunication has to be believable, and because miscommunication happens all the time in real life, but sometimes it's just so annoying. Anyway, those are the 5 books that I read. Next month, I hope to, let's see, I want to read Life's Too Short, which is one of the last ones I have on my to read for Abby Jimenez. I got it on sale as a Kindle book. I want to read The Resurrection of Wildflowers, which is the second book in the series. The ending for the first book, it was a nice story. I think I rated it 3 out of 5, but the ending just made you want to read the second book, even if the story didn't really captivate me. And I hated the author and loved her for it too. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? And then I've read about 310 pages of City of Quartz by Mike Davis. I've been reading this one forever, since I forget when I started reading it, but I can only read 10 to 20, maximum 30 pages of this book because it's so packed with names and history. I'm a history major, so if that bores you, this probably isn't for you, but it really helps. It really brings an appreciation. I don't know, as I drive down the LA streets, instead of being angry, I'm kind of amazed, and I feel a different level of appreciation for the history of LA and its people, and you just feel the weight of not the weight of everyone, but just so millions and millions of people have, lived, walked, and driven through LA. And also, now I know why the LAX International building or section of LAX is named Tom Bradley. I know that's bad, but I'm a history major. I was learning like Roman history, okay? I wasn't learning too much about LA history. I did take class about the history of mass incarceration, the history of war on drugs, and actually also the history of prostitution, which was very interesting. And there's just not enough time, so you have to take some initiative. And I'm definitely going to keep reading all his other books. In fact, let me just show you, because I have his book. I have the book, The City of Quartz, and it's beautiful. So I'm around the Kindle book version and this real book. The pages are slightly different, but I've read this much. Now, almost done. But the cover is beautiful. I'm gonna buy his other books as well. It's easier to read on Kindle, and I got this version for I think $1.99 on Kindle, so of course I was gonna pick it up because I do most of my reading at night. But yeah, new favorite book. Lovely. I love it. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope your October goes well, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.